boys and girls. We're about to run LOMM here. A little alliance run to show that it can be done without running with like all 25k people and all that nonsense. So tonight we're running with Excessive Scourge, Dark Blade, Crypts, and Diana of Mend. As you can see, we're not a all 25k group. Diana and myself, Diana being the DC and myself being the tank, are the highest gear scores here. So as soon as everybody's set, we will be launching. And as we go through, you should hear Excessive Scourge doing the mechanic description of the boss fights. Other than that, feel free to make fun of us. We don't care. Just setting up my tank powers. Yep, wrong thing. Alrighty.
Wait, I double checked my broadcast settings and diamonds, so we should share now.
Now I will give a little tip to the tanks that I have noticed lately, Paladins. If you run Radiant Charge in LOMM, it has been having a tendency to blue screen us. I've blue screened multiple times over the last week, just firing it when we're fighting trash. So consequently, I've switched to running Divine Judgment and Heroism. I've always run Divine Judgment for single target, but Heroism, nice little DPS boost, makes it a little bit easier on the healer. Alright, so whenever you're ready there, X launches.
Okay, just waiting on confirmation from Dark. He's ready to rock. Okay, now before we queue up, do you need any potions or anything? Edibles. This is the type of...
Edibles.
Watermelon, anything like that? Okay. Give it a try without, but you may find that it's a little bit easier with edibles. Okay. We're gonna queue it up as expert.
It sounds good. So it's really interesting that lately when we queue for the expert, we end up waiting for a map with a full group, but we can private queue and go right in. And here we go. Cutscene, skip, and first set of trash mobs right here. Doesn't really matter which way you go up these stairs. Two of these guys on either side, and then at the top we got a little section where there's 4 of them. See, that's what you get, X, for going your own way. I know, I felt like being nice and going the way you always want to go. See? visit to Willy Wonka as we run down the Wonka hallway.
It's very fitting.
Oompa loompa, doopity
So
doo.
I guess, Dark, if it's really a good time to go ahead and discuss. So it's going to have probably about 5-6 minutes of trash that we go through some different hallways. We need to save some people, like right here. We need to save getting sapped out. And we'll get to the first boss after about 6 minutes of trash. That's Ontario. I'll go ahead and take this opportunity to kind of explain that fight a little bit. You'll see it, firsthand when we get there. But Ontaria, she has a couple of main mechanics that you have to be aware of. And basically those mechanics are that after DPSing her for a certain amount, which is about 20%, there's some mimics that appear. And you must DPS the mimics all the way down before they reach the middle of the room. Otherwise, the mimics turn into these really difficult columns, butterfly columns, that make the fight very difficult. So, it's not just the mechanic, it's actually a strategy of how you approach the fight. So the way I explain it to everyone so far, quite a few people that have been successful, is that when the fight starts, instead of just bringing on artifacts, portuals, or anything like that, your hickeys and everything else, you actually save most of that. It's okay to use one round of your encounters, and after that, you probably want to save your encounters and your artifacts and dailies for the mimics, because they are truly powerful. The boss isn't that difficult to DPS down. Honestly, I can do it by myself. It's not that difficult. What's difficult is the mimics. They absolutely must be DPS'd to have a successful run. That's the problem. And they occur at about 80% health, and then begin at about 55% health, and then sometimes they occur again at 30%. It just depends on how low the health is about to occur again.
Alright, Steve, or X, I'm not sure why, but you're getting a little bit of crackly distortion with your mic tonight.
Absolutely. Another priority. The next part of the fight is that after the movement phase, every time after the movement phase, one of those basically butterflies. It's really on the healer. She has to heal you from 20% health to 100% health. And it definitely has to happen. It's not optional. If she doesn't, they wipe everybody around you. Slowly wipe everybody. So if you get cocoon, not a problem. Just say, hey, I'm cocoon. And that happens after every mimic. So at 80% health mimics, so forget cocoon, we're done. 55% or so mimics, we're done. So we're cocoon. Probably again at 30% or so.
Now, she doesn't always do her mimics at the 20% thing. There's times when we'll just get slammed with mimics, and yeah, it makes for a really rotten fight.
Dark, at this point, we're already to the first boss. There's one more mechanic that I need to explain, and that the mimics actually come out of these different color-coded corners. Let's go ahead and this is where we want to switch to our single target powers here. Everything should be single target focus. I've got to do the same.
The butterfly enema. 7 minutes to Arcturia. Okay, now hopefully you're hearing Excess's mic tonight and you guys heard the mechanics. If not, we'll fix it next time. I'm not really that super concerned. The big thing is really just showing you guys that it can be done with a group that's less than all 25k.
It's where the mimics turn into the butterfly columns. You got the PS running in here. So that's why you save all of your big hitting stuff to the big phase. And you kind of have to pace yourself during the climb. You don't want to save it again once you get this close to 55%. Off one of your counters, use apples, and then once again, the only other mechanic to this fight that you have to be aware of is that sometimes she'll have that big red eye above her. You just simply have to turn around and look away. That's something you can't cleanse out of. If you get caught in the eye, it's 10 seconds of stun. It's 10 full seconds, nothing we can do about it. I hear a jabber going to a race too.
Yeah, well, you got Osculus trying to tell people that a race in LOMM or a race in FBI is a test if you're LOMM ready. His DPS was low for LOMM. We probably shouldn't have taken him in. Hate that AP drain crap she drops on me. Alright, you see she's getting close, so start conserving.
Go ahead, go to your corner dark. I'll DPS for the last one.
Alright, here we go, mimics.
One down.
One down.
Two down. No one got through.
Two down. She's back.
I'm cocooned right underneath it.
Every time I try to shield and recharge my divinity, she drops those damn butterflies on me. Mimics.
Nice.
One down.
One down. Two down.
Oh, nonsense. I got him with my daily. There she's back.
She's back now. Dark is cocooned done. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Tyrannical.
Yeah, I was gonna see. Let's get some of these guys out of there.
Focus on her and she'll make the list.
Mimics.
Things can.
Come on. Stupid stuns.
One down.
One down. Getting spun by the...
Not done yet.
Getting spun. There we go. She's back. Get spun by these darn butterfly golems are pain. Alright, Crips is cocoon. You got him? Die?
Yeah.
Alright. See, I know I've got that black tar garbage on me, but I'm not seeing the visuals. But I'm seeing the result of the AP drain. Oh goody, there's the one I was waiting for, you know, just because I feel so loved. Alright, eyeball. Whoa. Alright, and there's Arteria. Not a perfect run, but not nearly the fiasco or death trap that so many people think it is.
And once we're through here, you'll have a place where you can switch over out again for Ceawyn.
Ready. Back to clearing trash.
That first boss really is the deal breaker for most parties. I mean, it does a good job of setting the tone. Weird thing is that maybe it's kind of acting a little strange, but I don't think it's all that strange.
No, we just got a fast wave of mimics in there.
And then here's a neat place where you actually have to like hop on this green screen, your jump button. You come into this little hidden passage right here. It's on the side over here. It's literally like you got it right in the middle, and you jump. And it's bad job of describing it. So it's right over here where you yeah, you really what you do is you walk in and you do a 180, and that's where you did a poor job of describing that. That's fine.
So what I didn't say when we started this evening is that Darkblade is on his first LOMM run, so taking a little time, making sure he understands everything, and
Understand absolutely and undeniably playing craps.
that's correct. When in doubt, it is most assuredly Crip's fault.
Always.
Now, grips it out.
If your Marauders in your guild is not working, it is Crip's fault.
I'll give you everyone's guilds. Start with rocks.
So one of the fun things about LOMM is you kind well, fun, just different. It's like we're going through past areas of Neverwinter, you know, fighting things we fought before, and just the lore says it's Halaster's power pulls things in from different realms, blah blah blah. But you know, it's just a new way of saying the same old, you know, or a different excuse or whatnot. But it makes the fight a little bit more interesting. You're not fighting the same type of mob every area over and over again, so.
Because I can hear Helen Hunt in the background just telling me all about twisters.
Yes, I I had to mute somebody because their television was a little loud in the background tonight. So. That was a terrible Matthew McConaughey, by the way. That was bad, McCay. Drugs are bad, McCay. Butterfly enemies are bad, McCay. No, this is live, man. There's no editing live streams. Come on. I mean, you know, it's not like I said, yeah, the F Society sucks Ceawyn his ex's mouth or anything like that. I mean, that would have been inappropriate. That is totally inappropriate. They at least have to buy you dinner first. I'm coming to get him. I'm coming. He thought he was special, decided he didn't want to be aggroed by me, so, you know, he's gonna stay off by himself.
This is the time, I guess, to go ahead and start playing the second boss because
We're there.
second boss is like there's water, a lot like the one that you facing in the where he does the same spins that he does in the MD, except that it does it almost right off the bat, right? He'll suck down, he'll hit him once, he'll suck down, he'll do the spins, and he'll block a roll, and dodge. And then he has to go from 15 seconds. And then he's something gonna pop off of your screen, something like the sands or shifting
Alright, well, as you saw as I was going through my inventory, I'm running a lightning enchantment. That's expressly for the boulders. I ran it through the trash as well into Arcturia just because I was too lazy to change things out. I'll switch it out before we get to Trobrand at the end. And I use Radiant Slam as a pally tank. It's a great way to get to the boulders as they drop down, so you'll see me using that quite a bit. And somebody just left the circle. Alrighty. And it took us about 21 minutes to get here, which is not bad. Took a couple minutes to explain the mechanics. Can't skip this cutscene. When you try, it likes to come up with the log out. Notice nonsense when it does finish. That one thing right there. And here we go. I tend to go to the far side, make it a little bit easier on my DPS. And there we are. Here they come. Red circles. There's the boulders. Don't wander all over, Dark. Pick just an area and stay at it, so we don't end up with gaps in our defense. Alright, so we got 1 gigawatt of charge. We're stacking up at the stairs. And that's his charge. Shoot, one of them just got past me. Dark, you gotta just pick one area because you're overlapping me and I don't know where you're covering and not covering. Alright, so you got 5 charges. If you can't pick a single area, we end up with a hole in our defense and then he gets additional charges, which makes it less than ideal. got 3.
Two left.
Alright, now you saw me switch to my heal during that, before we got to the gums. That was just to help our cleric offset some of the healing needed for that fight, because the golems make it really difficult to, and I gotta switch back, to really do the heal, just to keep everybody up. It just becomes really difficult. So I switched to my heal. I'm going back to my smite. Now, eventually, the worm is going to do its spin around. There it goes. Took out the golem, which is why we leave one up. Debuffs itself, and then we just smash the damn thing. Yeah, I love how I have aggro, but he doesn't actually attack me. I just get to stand there and look pretty. Oh, am I capped on seals already? We didn't get a bunch of deaths that time, so my healing actually might have helped too. Look at that. Don't. That would be the first time I've actually tried to help heal that part. I wasn't sure if it would be worth it, and at least tonight it seemed to be. Yeah, that's one of the big things about making sure that we're staying in a certain area so that we were covered and we're not creating holes by wandering. It's actually my biggest pet peeve about barbarians in that fight, is that they wander, or they try to sprint everywhere. Sprint, 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 sure strike. You can change their name from Great Weapon Fighter to Barbarian, but you can't, you know, teach them how to play. Sprint to the left, sprint to the right, sure strike, sure strike. We're only hating on barbarians just a little bit. Well. Although I think explain the scorpions here, since we're fighting them. Probably be a good idea.
These scorpions, you're going to see them again here really shortly. That red cone is also part of the mechanics of the next boss. Just straight over hand and over the line. Got one more room, some various mobs that we have to go through, and then we find the end boss. You can believe me, you're already here. Anyways, the next fight is I don't know, it's more difficult, but it's just more straightforward in terms of the fight.
Now I will say that the second wave of scorpions that we're going to get, they're not spaced the same and on the depth of the coil on which ring of the coil they're on, so it gets a little trickier and we might get 2 scorpions at a time. So I mean, don't be surprised. And the scorpions actually hit harder than Trobriand. They're really obnoxious. And again, we're running a new player through here. We're at 35 minutes. It's not a bad run. It's been really issue-free. We've taken our time, really making sure that we're explaining the mechanics and that there's no major issues. Having a longer run that's clean is much better than a fast run with tons of deaths, in my opinion. So there's this directional AoE, activates that scorpion, and then I switch sides. And I found that just switching sides works much better as far as giving the DPS time and room to work. Die, are you using your clicky? Last scorpion's up. Aw, damn scorpion. I'm gonna start charging the DPS for not killing them when they kill me. There is. The scorpions are they're all really close together. That's not gonna be fun. Come here, Trobriand. Uh-oh. We got 1, 2. It looks like 2 came to life. I can't believe they all stacked in the exact same spot. That's crap. Really? When did he show up? You asked for that. You can't be talking smack and not get, you know, smack talk back. No, there's one more. I'm just trying to space them. They were on that final ring, so I get a little bit more time to space. The final frontier. Alright, so once this last scorpion comes, I'm going to take him over to the opposite side for the Tesla coil. So I will be going to the one that will be right behind me once you guys kill this, once we get down to that 30% mark. Oof. I'm not standing in that. That's not fun to stand in. Thank you, Die.
Here they come. Right here. So we'll run over here. This is the closest one.
Shit. I knew he was gonna hit me with that. I just didn't have enough. Die, I'm cursed. If you can get the cleanse off. Now, a lot of people try to get behind that to increase the combat advantage, damage, and stuff like that, and unfortunately when it breaks, they can get stuck, so I do not recommend people doing that.
I never thought of that.
We've had a couple rogues get stuck back there. We had a tank that we ran this with a couple times. He's gotten himself stuck back there, and then you don't have Divine Palisade, and, you know,
Last one.
it just gets it can get kind of ugly. Oh, shit.
Go ahead and go out. Okay, stack behind. Right here. Dark light over here. Perfect. Outstanding.
Alright, so tanks that are doing this fight, that attack right there is just about as most powerful attack he'll do to you, and it has no range. It has no range limit. If you weren't away from it, he can still hit you with it across the dang room. And there you go.
Outstanding. 21 minutes. That's not bad.
Alright. 41 minutes.
Not bad. Dark, especially not the very first one. Not bad at all.
And there you go. If you watch this stream, thanks. If not, your loss.